The lion never explains why it hunts, it just hunts. Ascenders. You didn't land here by accident. You're here because something in you rejects the surface-level noise. While others chase applause, trends, and fake dopamine hits, you crave something else: clarity. You don't want to blend in, and you don't need to stand out. You want to move how you were meant to move: precise, silent, focused. That's the Sigma code. This mindset isn't loud, it isn't flashy, it's not about bragging or barking. It's about becoming a force of nature that doesn't beg for attention, but demands respect through presence. And today, we're cracking that code. These aren't the same alpha versus beta recycled points you've seen everywhere. These are 11 core Sigma laws, delivered raw. Each one is a system reset, a blueprint to upgrade how you move, think, and live. This video isn't about flexing masculinity. It's about reclaiming your edge in a world that's getting duller by the scroll. If you're watching this for comfort, you're in the wrong place. If you're watching to recalibrate your wiring, welcome. This channel isn't built for followers. It's built for ascenders, the ones who choose the hard road, the quiet path, and the long game. So if this speaks to something deep in your system, subscribe, not for me, not for metrics, but to stay locked in with a tribe that moves different. Let's begin. Rule 1. Silence is armor, not absence. Noise is currency in this modern world. Everyone's talking, everyone's posting, everyone's explaining. Sigma men, they opt out. Why? Because silence is misunderstood. To most, it looks like passivity, weakness, shyness. But to the Sigma, it's armor. You see, when you speak less, you reveal less. And in a world hungry to categorize you, mystery becomes your weapon. People fear what they don't understand. They respect what they can't predict. Silence allows you to observe without bias, process without pressure, and move without interference. When everyone's broadcasting, your silence becomes volume. People lean in. They wonder. They analyze. This isn't about being antisocial. It's about being intentional. Sigma men don't waste words. Every sentence is a bullet. Every pause is a strategy. You'll never see a Sigma man arguing online to prove his point. He doesn't need to be right in public. He needs to be effective in private. Think of the ancient warrior standing still in the middle of chaos, not because he's afraid, but because he's calculating. That's what silence is for a Sigma, a high-caliber mental lens. And the bonus? You conserve energy. When you speak less, you preserve your focus. You avoid drama. You make space for internal dialogue, the real battlefield. Silence also exposes the loud. In every group, when you hold your words back, people start revealing themselves. Insecurity can't sit still in silence. It has to fill it with words. That's how you see through people. Remember this: a Sigma's silence isn't absence. It's presence turned inward. He's not gone. He's loading. Rule 2. Detach to see clearly. The average person lives inside the moment, reacting, absorbing, getting triggered. The Sigma male lives above the moment, watching, learning, moving with clarity. This is the power of detachment, not emotional coldness, but emotional command. When you're too close to a situation, you lose perspective. Your feelings start driving decisions. Sigma men pull back, not because they don't care, but because they want to see the truth without distortion. Detachment lets you choose your response instead of being yanked around by instincts. It's what separates the reactive from the ruthless. Most people spiral when relationships shift, when a deal falls through, when someone betrays them. Sigma men, they take a breath, zoom out, recalibrate. Because detachment is not giving up, it's gaining control. It's the sniper's mindset. While others are rushing in, you're on the hilltop with a scope, observing the terrain, reading the patterns, seeing the setups. This isn't about being passive. It's about being precise. Detach from outcomes. Focus on actions. Detach from chaos. Focus on your center. Detach from people's validation. Focus on your mission frequency. In doing this, Sigma men become unshakable, not because nothing affects them, but because they've trained themselves to filter emotion through logic, not the other way around. Here's the hard truth. The world isn't built for clarity. It's built to provoke. Advertisements, drama, opinions, likes. It's all designed to pull your focus away from you. Detachment is your rebellion. It's how you preserve energy. It's how you see through the fog. And when you detach, something powerful happens. You stop chasing. You start choosing. Rule 3. Ghost the herd. There's a reason wolves don't hang with sheep. Sigma men ghost the herd, not for drama, not for rebellion, but for renewal. You can't recalibrate when you're swimming in groupthink. The herd wants predictability, safety, consensus. But the Sigma, he wants truth, edge, and space to evolve. Sometimes that means disappearing, temporarily or permanently, not to vanish forever, but to upgrade your operating system in silence. Ghosting the herd doesn't mean you hate people. It means you've outgrown the loop. You no longer need the party, the opinion poll, the social circus. You vanish to get clean. You ghost to reset your signal. And when you return, you're not the same. You've built new mental software, sharpened your boundaries, crushed bad habits. While the herd kept running in circles, you were building weapons. Don't announce your exit. Just move. Don't explain your return. Let your energy speak. Sigma men value solitude because it's high-leverage time. It's when the vision gets refined. It's when the plan gets brutal. It's when you hear your own voice, without distortion. The herd will call you arrogant. Let them. They need you to stay average to feel comfortable. Your silence threatens their noise. Your distance reminds them of their dependency. So ghost the herd, not out of hate, but out of strategic necessity. You're not running from the world. You're reloading for it. Rule 4. Rejection is refinement. Most people take rejection as a wound. Sigma males take it as a filter. Where others see rejection as failure, the Sigma sees it as data, an opportunity to refine, adjust, or move in a sharper direction. This mindset turns pain into precision. When you're building something uncommon, your mindset, your mission, your identity, not everyone will get it, and they shouldn't. Rejection isn't the enemy, mediocrity is. Every no from a person, a job, a system, is a closed door that saves you time. It protects your energy. It redirects you away from dilution and toward alignment. Sigma men don't chase inclusion. They chase truth. And the truth is this: not every space deserves your presence. Not every connection deserves your bandwidth. The Sigma doesn't fear burning bridges if the bridge leads nowhere. He knows the mission requires isolation at times, that growth demands filters, not followers. Rejection also sharpens the edge. Every moment you're told you're too cold, too quiet, too different, you get confirmation that you're not built like the rest. Good. Stay that way. It's in rejection that the Sigma refines his core code. He builds stronger filters, tighter standards, and cleaner vision. Look around. People crumble from being unfollowed or ignored. The Sigma uses it to ascend. He doesn't ask, "Why don't they want me?" He asks, "Do I even want that world?" That's the shift. Rejection isn't something to resist, it's something to strategically apply. When you use rejection as refinement, you stop chasing acceptance and start chasing accuracy. Rule 5. Master inner friction. The average man avoids discomfort like it's poison. The Sigma man runs toward it like it's fuel, because he understands. There's no external victory without internal friction. And friction isn't your enemy, it's the forge. Waking up early when your bed seduces you, pushing past doubt when your mind screams retreat, choosing discipline when comfort whispers excuses. That's the grind beneath the surface. Sigma men don't post their struggle, they live in it. They don't romanticize pain, they weaponize it. Every internal conflict is a test. Will you fold to weakness or forge into weaponry? Inner friction is the resistance between who you are and who you could be. Most avoid it. Sigma men lean in. They understand that willpower isn't something you wait to feel, it's something you summon, even when it sucks, especially when it sucks. This is the realm of the unseen work, where reps are done in silence, where nobody claps and nobody sees. But the results are real. The Sigma doesn't need hype to show up. He shows up because his mission isn't optional. Inner friction is the sharpening stone. You grind against it. It cuts, but it cleans you of weakness. This rule is not about being hard for no reason. It's about being honest. Growth requires tension. Power requires resistance. Mastery requires discomfort. So the next time you feel that friction, don't flinch. Use it. Feed on it. Let it reshape you. Mastering inner friction is how Sigma men evolve while others escape. Rule 6. Vanity is a leash. In a world obsessed with being seen, the Sigma male values being unseen. Because he understands, vanity is not freedom, it's a leash. You post something and wait for likes. You wear something and hope they notice. You say something clever, then check who clapped. That's not power. That's addiction. Vanity chains you to external validation. It makes you perform instead of evolve. It turns you into a product instead of a person. Sigma men break that leash. They move in silence, not to hide, but to remain untamed. They don't need applause because their worth isn't auctioned. It's anchored. When you're not chasing image, you gain access to something rare, authentic power. Because your moves are clean, your actions are real, not curated, not designed for views. This is how the Sigma man escapes the algorithm of society, of status, of attention. He doesn't ask, how do I look doing this? He asks, does this build me? Big difference. That doesn't mean the Sigma ignores his appearance. It means he refuses to be defined by it. He trains, dresses well, and speaks with clarity, but not for clout, for internal integrity. He knows image fades, but alignment sticks. And here's the truth no one wants to admit. When you stop needing attention, you become unreasonably powerful. Because you can't be manipulated, you can't be baited, you can't be led by flattery. So the Sigma rule is simple. Burn the need to be seen. Build the need to be undeniable. Don't shine for the room. Light your own path. Rule 7. Audit your energy like currency. The average man throws his energy around like it's endless, scrolls for hours, talks to everyone, reacts to everything, then wonders why he's exhausted, foggy, and unmotivated. Sigma men treat energy like currency, limited, valuable, and not to be wasted. They audit who and what gets access to it. Every conversation, commitment, distraction is a transaction. And if the return isn't aligned with the mission, it gets cut. Time is easy to count. Energy isn't. You can lose a day and still feel okay. But leak your energy for a week, and your focus, discipline, and drive crumble. Sigma men keep a quiet mental ledger. Who drains me? What depletes me? Where do I leave my edge behind? They understand that protecting your energy is not selfish, it's strategic. Because once you burn out, you're no longer useful to yourself or your purpose. This rule isn't about isolation, it's about optimization. Energy flows where attention goes. So Sigma men don't give their attention to things that don't build them. They skip drama, gossip, fake urgency, shallow praise. They know that mental clutter kills momentum. This also means energy must be directed intentionally. You don't just wake up and react to life. You choose what matters today, what gets my full presence, what deserves none of me. And sometimes the audit hurts. You realize a relationship, a habit, a routine is bleeding you dry. But the Sigma doesn't flinch. He cuts the cord. Because the goal is simple: high output with clean input. Laser focus, sharpened intent, minimal leaks. Audit your energy like it's your last asset, because in a distracted world, the man with focus is the most dangerous one in the room. Rule 8. Code over emotion. We're told to trust our feelings, to follow the heart, to let emotion guide us. Sigma men do the opposite. They don't kill emotion, they code above it. Feelings are real, but they're not reliable. They shift with hormones, sleep, food, and noise. The Sigma knows. Reacting based on how you feel is like driving in a storm with no map. Instead, he builds a code, principles that override emotion when things get unstable. Discipline over mood, mission over impulse, purpose over pressure. This doesn't mean Sigma men are cold. It means they're programmed. They still feel, but their actions are calibrated, not chaotic. They know how to pause before reacting, how to respond with purpose instead of regret, how to lead their emotion, not follow it. Think about the best decisions in your life. Were they made in peak emotion? Or were they made when you stepped back, accessed logic, and acted from a place of power? Sigma men are not immune to emotional waves. They've just trained themselves to surf above them. The code is what holds when everything shakes. It's the reason you keep showing up, the reason you don't quit, the reason you don't lash out when disrespected, don't fold when tired, don't beg when rejected. Emotion is internal weather. The code is your architecture. One can change 100 times a day. The other, only when you upgrade it deliberately. Sigma men don't ask, "How do I feel about this?" They ask, "What does my code demand here?" That's how you move like a king, even when your world feels like chaos. Rule 9. No is a sentence. Most people treat no like it needs decoration. Sorry, I can't. Maybe another time. Let me get back to you. Sigma men, they say no, period. Not because they're rude, but because they've burned the need to explain, please, or soften truth. No is not aggression, it's clarity. It's a line that says, my time, my energy, my focus, these aren't negotiable. When you start saying no without guilt, you start recovering your power, because every yes to someone else is a no to your own bandwidth. Sigma men don't default to yes, they default to alignment. Does this serve the mission? No. Then the answer is no. There's a quiet confidence that comes with this. You stop fearing what people will think. You stop needing their understanding. You stop diluting your life for comfort. Saying no also filters your circle. The people who respect your no are the ones who belong. The ones who fight it, guilt you, or question it, expose themselves. Sigma men use no as a tool to sharpen their environment. It keeps the fake out, the distractions down, and the vision intact. And here's the secret. The more you say no, the more weight your yes carries. People know it's real, intentional, powerful. The world will pressure you to say yes to everything, every plan, every event, every favor. But the Sigma's life isn't built on people-pleasing. It's built on discipline and design. So say no. No justification, no emotional exit. Just no, because that's not rejection, that's reclamation. Rule 10. Move like a whisper, hit like thunder. There's power in invisibility. While others broadcast every plan, every move, every goal, Sigma men stay silent, calculated, hidden, because they understand something simple. Impact doesn't need announcements. A whisper is barely noticed. But thunder Thunder arrives after the strike. That's how a Sigma moves, low-key until high impact. He doesn't talk about starting a business, he builds it. He doesn't hype his next move, he completes it. He lets success arrive uninvited and undeniable. Why? Because when you move quietly, you're harder to track, harder to stop, harder to copy. No leaks, no envy, no sabotage. People fear what they can't predict. And Sigma men are unreadable. They train in silence, level up in silence, win in silence. Then one day they show up unrecognizable. No warning, no build-up, just execution. This isn't ego, it's efficiency. Time spent talking is time not building. Even setbacks are handled in private. No complaining, no drama, no pity points. Just a quiet reset and back to the mission. Sigma men respect stillness because they know it creates tension, and tension commands attention. The less you say, the more people want to know. The less you show, the more they feel. By the time people realize what you've done, it's already done. And by the time they try to copy it, you've moved on. So move like a whisper, strike like thunder. Let the echo of your execution be louder than any words you could ever speak. Rule 11. Build without broadcasting. Social media culture teaches you to share everything, every workout, every win, every meal, every move. But Sigma men operate differently. They build without broadcasting. Why? Because attention is a drug, and too many are addicted. You post your progress, you get a high, but then you start needing approval just to move. The Sigma mindset sees that trap from a mile away, so he unplugs. Not from the internet, but from the need to be seen. When you're building in private, your moves are pure. They're not altered by likes, comments, or crowd opinions. You build based on vision, not validation. This is how the Sigma gets ahead. Quiet progress, no distractions, no premature celebration. Because when you share too soon, you leak energy. You invite projections, doubt, and sabotage, sometimes from people who smile at you. Sigma men know, if it's real, it doesn't need to be posted. If it's powerful, it will speak for itself. They treat their life like a draft, not a published post. They refine, shape, and perfect before revealing. And the result? By the time others see it, it's done. Untouchable, unstoppable. When you build without broadcasting, your life becomes undecodable. No one knows where you are, how far you've come, or what you're aiming at. That's strategic mystery. That's control. And when it's time to unveil the result, you don't need to explain it. You don't need to hype it. You just let it hit. Build in the dark. Launch in the light. Let your legacy be louder than your posts ever could be. Ascenders. You've just decoded 11 rules that the world won't hand you, because truth like this doesn't come in quotes, trends, or motivational sound bites. It's lived, cut through hard-earned silence, sharpened in isolation, proven in motion. The Sigma mindset isn't a label, it's a system. It's how you walk when nobody claps, how you rise when nobody sees, how you operate when the world's too busy performing. These rules aren't meant to impress, they're meant to equip. You don't need noise, you need discipline. You don't need followers, you need direction. You don't need permission, you need command of yourself. So the question isn't, did this video inspire you? The question is, will you apply it, or will you scroll past it? Because the truth, the Sigma mindset isn't built in your head, it's forged in your habits. So here's your move. Audit your circle, reclaim your focus, move in silence, build in the dark, strike with precision, and remember, this channel isn't a show, it's a transmission, a signal for those who don't fit in because they're not supposed to. If you made it here, you're not average, you're not passive, you're an ascender. So lock in, subscribe, and join a brotherhood that doesn't follow hype. We move in real alignment, Until next time, move different, think sharper, ascend forever.